Hi. Hello. How are things going? How are the kids? How's the family? Okay, it has been a minute since I last uploaded. I was like every 2 weeks. And it's been almost a month and a half or something. I don't remember. But in my defense, I did record a video on the 15th of April, which was supposed to be like 2 uploads ago. And I feel like I overshared a little too much in that video. And so I edited the video and uploaded it, but it's in my privates. Since like at the end of the day, this podcast is kind of a video diary for me. And so episodes where I feel like, you know what, maybe this shouldn't go on the internet, um I'll just upload them privately. So technically I did post and I am on schedule. I just missed one upload like last week. We'll just act like I'm on schedule, okay? Cut me some slack. Also, I've been kind of depressed, so it is what it is. First, before we even start the episode, a look at my outfit. I just came back from this like event where the theme was Barbie. And so I have like my pink star and I have glitter, which is so cute. Sorry. Um, the mic just fell, and so um we'll just cut that out. Anyways, so we have my pink star. I have glitter, which looks so cute. I have my pink heart like earring. Audio listeners, you can't see me right now, so just like imagine all the things I'm describing, or go see the video version on YouTube. But and I'm wearing a pink shirt that's like a bubblegum shade, and then a necklace and a jeans dress. So I don't know, I really like my outfit. Also, oh my God, another reason why I haven't uploaded in a long time is because I never get privacy to like record, because I'm sharing a room. And so basically my upload schedule depends on when my sister leaves the house, and that's not very smart. Like I probably should like talk to her and be like, "Oh, I want to record an episode. Like, can you just leave the room for like an hour?" But I would rather choke on a jeans jacket than do that. So I'll just upload whenever I have privacy to record and whenever I'm mentally stable. So not a very consistent uploading schedule, but you know what? Who cares? Like no one cares. No one's watching this, so like whatever. Anyways, oh my God, another thing I sorry. My brain is just blah, 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 so many ideas. Another thing that I haven't done like almost in the last like 4 episodes, I haven't done the whole like drink thing. Like in the intro to my That's another thing. I want to record an intro to my podcast where like I describe and explain everything I'm going to be doing and all of that, but I still haven't gotten to that. But anyways, so in my podcast description, I say that I'm going to try a new drink every episode and choose a topic. First of all, I haven't tried a drink in like I haven't tried a new juice or drink in like all of the episodes. I've only done it once, like the first episode, and I just dropped that whole bit. Regardless of all of this, right? Um, so much time has passed. Like it's been almost a month since I last uploaded. So many things happened. And oh my God, also the episode that I didn't upload, I think it's because it was a bit vulnerable and I talked a lot about um like my dad coming to Egypt and reuniting with him for the first time in a year and all of that fun stuff. Um, and so yeah, the whole episode was just about personal stuff, and I just felt like nobody cared. Like I don't know. That's something I want to change about me, by the way. Like I want to be like, I don't know, silly, goofy, like talk about fun topics. Like every episode, I come on here and I'm like, so depression and the war and existential crises and just it's always serious topics. Even the fun topics where it's like friendships, I'm giving advice. Like, bro, just anyways, I just want the podcast to be like more fun, like more, like I don't know. And I also watched like a video by I think Her YouTube channel is called Amina is Not Okay. I don't know, I'll put a picture here. The video was so funny. Like she's so she's so funny. And her vibe is just so like fun, you know? And like I want to be like that. Like why is my podcast not like that? Like I want to just make silly jokes, but I just keep like I don't know what's the word. Like leaning towards heavier topics. The mic fell again and I'm going to okay, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna kill myself because too real. Shouldn't joke about real things. Anyways, today I'm gonna talk. I just said I want to talk about fun things, and then I remembered that the topic is morals and values. Um, I, maybe okay, but it's like I like deep topics, like I really do, and it's not like yeah, I'm deep and sophisticated like that. No, it's just I'm attracted to like deeper topics and life lessons and morals and like like epiphanies, you know? Like I like talking about these types of things, but I also like making fun like of things and laughing about things and making jokes about things. I don't know. What is this episode about, man? I hate this. Why did I start a podcast? Why? I don't know. Honestly, I'm losing the plot. I'm losing the plot by every episode and I'm like, what should I talk about this time? And it's always like some deep topic and like I'm like, oh, I'll update you about my life for the first 15 minutes and then talk about the topic for the rest of the time. But it's so hard having a conversation by yourself. Like, I wish if I had a co-host where we could just bounce off each other and like I can bring out like my funny side. When it's just me, it's kind of difficult. As I said, the first like 15 minutes of the podcast, I'll update you about my life or like what happened in the last 15 days, supposedly 15 days, it's been a month. um but anyways, the update, right? So okay, one of the first this is an insane story, by the way, which is again kind of sad, but like humor is the best medicine, right? So the setup fell apart again, the camera fell and the mic fell like twice. So side note, if you've noticed that my background looks different and the lighting looks different, is because we rearranged the room and the current setup is very like, what's the word, scuffed. And so the mic will keep falling and the camera will keep falling, and so there's going to be a lot of cuts in this video. We'll just make do with what we have, okay? Back to the story, okay? Update. The last month, right? First update is a story that happened to my mom, right? And it's insane. So I was like, let me, tell it on my podcast. So my mom was on the metro, right? Coming back home, she's tired, it's the end of the day. She's sitting down. And if you don't know, in Egypt, like in the metro, especially like the ladies' carts, there's usually like kind of street sellers in them, like selling, I don't know, random things, which is fine. So my mom was sitting, right? And one of the ladies sitting next to her was asking about something like to buy from the street sellers. And she was like, oh, like الحاجة دي بكم? And the woman was like ب50 or something like that, or like ب20. I don't remember. And she was like ليه غليت كده يعني, why is it expensive? And the lady, out of nowhere, bro, looks at my mom and is like, بسببهم هما. Like basically saying بسبب السودانيين. She was like, yeah, بسبب السودانيين جو ملوا لنا البلد والله انتقم منكم والله ياخدكم. And I'm just like, my mom was just flabbergasted. My mom was just there like, catching strays. It wasn't even about her. The lady just started cursing at my mom and screaming at her and being like, it's all your fault. Everything is so expensive right now. I don't think that woman understood how inflation works, but like that's besides the point. And my mom's just like taking in the heat. Like, what is she gonna say? Escalating, like responding or getting angry will only escalate the situation. And my mom was just like there silent and kind of shocked, like the audacity, bro. And so when she was done, my mom was like, we didn't come here and like beg, you know, for money, or we're not living off of your we're not taking anything from you, basically. Like, we came here with our own money, got exploited even, and it's like, what is this coming from? And the woman was like, oh, لو جيتوا بقروشكم, like, just take your money and go back to your country and fix it with that money, okay? Go defend your own country. Why are you coming here to our country? And like, it was giving nationalist, it was giving racist, it was giving uneducated. It was just very like, very uncomfortable. And so my mom just did not respond, and I was like, okay, cool, I guess. And the crazier part is that no one said anything. Everyone was just sitting there looking at her. No one said anything. No one was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't say that. No, like, everyone was just silent, crickets, bro. And so then my mom, when she came home and told us about it, like, she felt really sad, which also made me really sad, because it's like, yani, back in Sudan, like, we like, it's a hit to your dignity, because it's like, we were comfortable, and it made me really sad, because the fact that we got to a point where just us merely existing triggers people and gets us degraded for just literally existing. Like, it's kind of sad. Like, why am I getting screamed at for fleeing my country and going through a war? And so, for the circumstances in the war to get us to a point like this, where just catching strays out of nowhere, someone's screaming at you for what? Fleeing a war? Like, with your own money? Like, that's crazy. Like, and even if we were getting support, you know, um, so what? Like, literally, our house got bombed. Like, that's insane. It's just very sad, and it made me really sad, and it also made me really scared of, like, what if I face a situation like this and someone starts screaming at me in the street, telling me, like, oh, go back to your country, kind of vibe. I will cry. Like, I'm not that strong. I'll just start sobbing, and I feel like it's kind of traumatizing. So yeah, that's the fun story that I wanted to tell. I don't know, I just find trauma kind of funny, which I know is kind of messed up, but like, coping mechanisms. It's fine. The amount of mental breakdowns I've been having in the last month, insane. Okay, just wake up a random Tuesday sobbing, and sometimes it's like triggered by simple things, like seeing a photo of Khartoum, or like Sudan, or like seeing I don't know, just anything nostalgic that reminds me of my house. I'm just like sobbing. And then I have like a full day to like rejuvenate, to um get back, like, put myself together, basically, and then I'm fine. And then, like, months later, some random, like, Friday at 3 a.m., I start crying about it. It's fine. Because of all of these mental breakdowns, I got to a point where I even, like, started skipping uni and skipping lectures, because A, my sleeping schedule was really bad, but also because, I don't know, I just had a week, kiddo, where I felt like nothing matters. So who cares if I skip a lecture? Who cares? Now that I'm having my finals, I care. Future me cares. But me, like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, who cares? Like, if I fail, so what? But it does matter. I mean, my parents paid a shit ton of money for me to go to college, and now it feels like this burden of, like, I cannot fail. Like, I already had a feel of failure complex incident, like, I already had one, but now it's like even more, because it's like there's higher stakes. So that was fun, having mental breakdowns. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about, also, my social life, since I don't really have that many friends here in Egypt. Again, I talked about this before. Each one of my close friends is in a different country, and so I'm kind of rebuilding my social life. And recently, some of my friends, who were stuck in Sudan, came to Egypt, and we were able to plan a hangout. And I literally saw them like twice in the last week, and it was the best experience ever, because, first of all, I haven't, like, hung out with this friend group in so long. I haven't had a friend group in like a year or two. Like, like, all the people that I go out with is like just one-on-one friends, right? Like, it's a one-on-one hangout, because like each one of them is from a different friend group. Does that make sense? But recently, alhamdulillah, they were able to come here, and it was like a group of 4 or 5 people, and it felt so amazing because it's like, first of all, nostalgia, right? It made me feel like it felt like home again, and it's like it felt familiar and comforting. And so it was so much fun. We went to a park, we had a picnic, and guys, just speaking about this makes me like scream because like I love my friends so much. Like, bro, we trauma dumped in that sitting, and like we talked about everything. We gossiped, of course, as we should. Astaghfirullah. No, we didn't. What? Who said that? Anyways, so yeah, it was so much fun, and we sang like not karaoke, but like we played music and sang along and danced, and it was just so much fun. Like I just and then another hangout where I went out with just the girlies, and we went to like this cafe and we played games, and it fills my heart with joy. Like I'm not a going out person. I'm such a homebody. Like I said this before, but being so deprived of social interactions and having a social life for like almost a year straight, crazy. Like it meant so much to me. Like I wanted to cry because I was just so happy. Speaking of nostalgia, like 2 weeks ago, I found this box of letters that I have from middle school. Like letters me and my friends exchanged throughout middle school during class, whatever, right? It just reminded me of the fact that I'm so lucky that I was able to like take it with me and keep that part of my childhood, because it's so sad the amount of girls who lost that box. Like, okay, if you're a girly, you know what I'm talking about. Like, just the shoe box that you have that's filled with sentimental things and letters from your friends and little bracelets and necklaces and, like a memorial box, like a little memories box. And it's, bro, I went through the letters, and uh, it made me want to cry because so many friends that like I cared about and were a core part of my life, we don't talk anymore. Like, that's so sad because one of the letters was from one of my friends, and she was like, "You're my best friend. We're gonna be friends forever." And I'm like, "Oh, who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her?" But it's really sad. Some of them I'm still in contact with, so I'm at least grateful for that. But for the most part, we don't talk anymore, and it's a little sad. I want to read you guys one of the letters. Actually, no, one of my diary entries from 2017, which genuinely brought tears to my eyes. Wait, 1 second. So this is a diary entry from 2017. And basically it just has like an intro, blah blah blah. And then it has like facts or like statistics or like info about me. It says age 13, so that's like 7 years ago. I was 13 7 years ago. That's crazy. Okay, talent drawing, favorite food candy. Like that's so wholesome. Like protect her at all costs. Favorite color purple, which is true to a certain extent. My current favorite color is lilac or lavender, which is a light shade of purple, so that stays correct. The ending is the part that brought me to tears. I said, and plus, I'm a happy, positive person that just likes to have fun and enjoy life. I'm a dreamer, believer, and a cheerful person. What happened? It made me so sad because I'm like, what happened to me? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, like I enjoyed life. I was a happy, positive person in 2017. Depression is crazy, guys. Like, who is she? But I don't know, that just made me feel a little sad, but also a little happy that at least I was a happy kid. So, I don't know. This is another one where like I read it and I was like, what did I do? Like, okay, let me just read it. So it says, I don't know how to thank you enough for what you did to me. You inspired and supported me like no one did. I want to thank you sincerely for what you did. You're my number one friend. What did I do? What did I like? I would really appreciate some context to this. Like, some of these are really, really cute and wholesome, but like, what did I do? This is okay. Okay. I'll read you guys this one, and it's from a friend that I don't talk to anymore. So I just it broke my heart. It says the title is Best Friends Forever. Um, okay, best friends forever is the only way to describe us. We get along with each other without any problems or fuss. Our friendship is like time, it will never have an end. I wouldn't have it any other way except have you as my best friend. I will love you till the last breath of my life. You're my you're the beat of my heart. I love you so much. And then she signs her name. Bro, bro, like it makes me sad because we don't talk anymore. Like I have mixed feelings. The sad part is that I was a happy kid and I want that again. Like I'm newsflash, I'm not a happy person anymore, which is not like an active choice. Like obviously no one wants to be sad and depressed, but it just happened. Something happened and I'm not a happy positive person anymore. I am happy sometimes, most times I'm okay, but it's not the words I would describe myself as, you know? Um, and so it makes me sad that I lost that part of me. And it makes me sad also that I grew up and I miss my childhood a lot and I feel nostalgic and I want to go back. Also that some of these friends I don't talk to anymore. Or even the ones I do talk to, we talk so much less and like they're in different parts of the world and so it's a little sad. But the positive part, I'm happy that I had those memories, that I got to experience those things at some point in my life, you know? And I talked to my sister about this, and that's something she brought up that like girl friendships have these kinds of sentimental or emotional parts to them that I don't think guy friendships do. Like, I don't think most guys have a box of letters from their middle school best friends telling them how much they appreciated them and loved them and cared about them, you know? Like, at least I had that. And honestly, experiencing that kind of support and love and commodity, like, just expression and wholesomeness in my childhood definitely influenced how it influenced my emotional intelligence now, right? Like, and I think this is also part of the reason why most women have a higher emotional intelligence than men do, because growing up, men are told don't express your emotions, don't speak about them, whether they're negative or positive. Like, like they're like, oh, like you're a man, and the only emotions they're allowed to express and talk about is anger, right? And so that's obviously not healthy, right? Like they don't have the same dynamics that young girls did in middle school or whatever. And so I'm happy that I had that kind of relationship and friendships um in my childhood where I could tell my friends that I loved them, that I cared about them, and like and that they're and support them, and it's just this like camaraderie, and it definitely helped me that now, older me, I can easily express my emotions to my friends. It's like so easy, because I'm used to it. I'm used to telling my friends how cool and awesome and amazing and perfect they are, and as I should. And so I'm happy it happened. They helped me be the person that I am today, being emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, and yeah, I'm happy it happened. So I said I'm gonna talk about morals and ethics, right? Not really morals and ethics, but just like yeah, like just how do we develop our morals and ethics and like because honestly it's so prevalent to coming of age or like growing up or becoming an adult because when we're young we literally just adopt the morals ethics of our parents and the society around us and we don't really think or question things. We're just like, oh, this is how I should think, cool, and we do that. But then as you grow older you start having your own opinions, you know, and you start deciding your own morals and ethics. And how do you know? How do you know what are your limits? How do you know which things do you live by or stand by and which things do you not? You know, it's very confusing and difficult. And for me, at least, it's a mixture of both. Some of it is life experiences. When I experience something, again, back to the point of emotional intelligence and self awareness, when I experience something that's like, it doesn't have to be bad or traumatic. I just experience something and I feel a type of way. I usually try to think about why I felt that way and what does it mean. It helps me establish a new kind of guideline or rules about my life and how I want to live it, right? Like, again, also, I'm a very like I don't want to say ethical person, but I have I'm morally upstanding to a degree that's kind of annoying. Like it's kind of annoying. Like it's annoying for me because certain things I'm like, I want to be impulsive, like let me just do that. But then my moral compass is like, growing up in different life experiences created my kind of set of morals and values that I want to live by. Obviously, my upbringing affects that a lot, and my parents' morals and ethics also affect that a lot because there's a lot of things that my parents raised me on, like morals and values and ethics, that I still, you know, hold dear to my heart and like abide by. But there's also other things that I learned through growing up and through life experiences and also through other people's experiences, you know? Yeah, the morals and values and beliefs in society versus an individual, which is something I've been thinking about for a while now. So basically, I feel like okay, I feel like when it comes to my morals, right? Or like how I want to live my life, I'm both conservative and liberal. And let me explain. Like I'm conservative in certain things that pertain to like me, like my personal choices, and I'm more liberal when it comes to things that are like general, right? Like about people or like life in general. So conservative individually, how does that translate? Basically in the sense of like how I dress, for example, like I do prefer to dress modestly. It's because I grew up dressing modestly and everyone around me dressed modestly, and so it's my comfort zone, you know. It's not like I'm not covering up because, you know, like I'm ashamed of my body or like whatever. Like I don't care, you know, but I just think it's a comfortable thing for me, you know, like, and it's something I grew up on and it's my norm, right? And so I like wearing baggy clothes and I like wearing modest clothes, right? And I'm also conservative in the sense that when it comes to like relationships or like dealing with guys, I'm much more like cautious and I'm much more like conservative in the sense that like setting boundaries, you know, between like guys and girls. Like for me personally, right? Like I like to set boundaries. I like to um you know, prioritize that, right? Like I'm more, yeah, like more religious, more traditional, more conservative in those aspects. Also talking, like I like to not curse when I speak. Like yes, I do curse here and there sometimes, but growing up conservative or like in a modest Islamic community, I censor myself more, you know, and I prefer to censor myself more. There is no reason for it, you know, but from a religious conservative perspective, I prefer to not curse, you know, and stuff like that. And so in those aspects individually, I don't really I feel like I'm conservative. But in other topics that are like, for example, um like abortion or women's rights or stuff like that, I feel like I'm more liberal. um and again, it is also Western influence, but also my own like brain and just feeling like what's fair and what's not. Like when it comes to general things and general public, I'm like, just let people do what they want. Like I also don't like it when people try to police how other people dress or like how other people what other people do with their bodies. I feel uncomfortable with generalizing and being like, all of society should dress modestly, or like all of society should blah blah blah, right? But I also at the same time I want to dress modestly. Does that make sense? So when it comes to my individuality and like my own life decisions, a lot of them happen to be conservative and modest and stuff like that. But when it comes to the general public and what other people want to do, I'm like, just let people, like, if someone wants to get an abortion, let them get an abortion. Like, I really don't understand what's the big deal. Like, I know it's like a sensitive topic for most people. They're like, oh, but like, but they're like alive, but like they're, can they speak? Can that fetus speak? Can, like, but they're gonna feel pain. I feel okay, I feel like I should care and I should be like, oh, like, but they're a human being. I sorry, like I don't know if this is gonna offend anyone, but like I just feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go into abortion, but like I feel like the yani, the life of the mother is more important than the life of the fetus, you know? And if you're gonna be like, oh, banning abortion will reduce the number of people who, um, the careless parents, right? Or like the careless people who just have kids and abort them, and like it's like whatever, there's no regulation on that. Then then raise awareness about family planning. Then raise awareness about stuff like that, about SRHR, you know, but don't come and be like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna stop women from having abortions." Like, shut up. It's not your body. Let her do what she wants with her body. And like, also, they're like, "Oh, pro-life. Oh, she should have the kid." And like, it's a life. When she has it, will you raise that kid? Will you go save them from the, what's it called, orphanages, where they're gonna literally go through trauma and abuse their whole lives and like live in horrible living conditions, right? And also, if you force the parent or the mother to have the kid and they don't want them and they hate them, and they grow up in such a household where your parents literally hate you, what quality of life are we talking about here? Like, so it just makes me insane, the amount of people that are like, oh, pro-life. Yeah, it annoys me when people are just like, oh, pro-life, blah blah blah, oh, the life of the kid, like whatever. Then raise them, if you want their lives to be saved so bad, right? Make your laws and then go adopt all of the orphans, go adopt all of the kids that are born into this world who are not wanted there. Like, they're alive at the end of the day. Yeah, go adopt them then. Like, hello? Anyways, sorry. I just went on a tangent there. And it's really not that deep. But my point is, right, when I'm talking about morals, ethics, all of that, right? In certain things, like, or general things when it comes to other people, um, making decisions. Like, again, my point is, right, I just hate the idea of people trying to to police the morals and values of other people in society. Like, just let them do what they want as long as it's not hurting anyone, right? Like, I just don't like that, because also, like, growing up in Sudan, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the things that are related to like misogyny and sexism and all of these things were really unfair, because of our society, because of our culture, right? Um, and it's whatever, it happens. But again, I'm just like, let other people decide what they want to do with their lives. As long as they're not hurting anyone, why are you so pressed? Okay, if they want to wear modest clothes, let them. If they don't want to, let them. If they're want to have an abortion, like, just if they don't want to have it, if they want to like freaking I don't know, just let people be, And I know, like, we shouldn't just let people be and society will go crazy, but there we already have laws to like generally guide society and stop people from doing heinous crimes. But if the thing they're doing is not a heinous crime, or if it's not a crime at all, then just let people be, Um, yeah. And yeah, also like immigration and refugees and topics like that, I'm also very liberal when it comes to them. Um, and I don't know. And again, my morals and values and beliefs, all of them are a mixture of growing up, like my parents, society, like Sudanese culture, but also Western culture because I was exposed, whitewashed, guilty, guilty. I'm kind of whitewashed. So they're influenced by that as well. And also my life experiences and my personal brain and how I think. I don't know. Certain things I'm just like, yeah, I would do that. Other things I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. And also that comes with a lot of self-reflection and emotional awareness and self-awareness because I know which things I feel uncomfortable with or like I just don't feel okay with doing and what things I feel like I know my boundaries now. Like not all of them. There's still a lot of room to grow, but I would highly recommend if you guys feel lost and don't know like, oh, should I follow these morals and values that I grew up on, or do I just follow these morals and values that other people are telling me to follow, or should I follow the morals and values of society? And you're just confused and you're faced with a lot of decisions. You're like, I don't know what to do, Like more important decisions or like moral dilemmas, I guess, and you don't know what to do in them, self-reflect, journal. Whenever you experience something, don't just, oh my God, maybe this is just me, but when you experience something, right, like whether it's a bad experience or a good experience or just an experience that evokes a certain emotion in you, take that emotion and try to think about it. Try to think, why did I feel that way? And, what should I do to move on from this? Or like, what lesson am I going to learn from this experience? Most people just go through life, la 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 la, impulsively make decisions, not think about how they're going to affect them in the future or affect other people, which is a very like I don't want to say narcissistic way to go about life, but a very just I guess careless way about to go about life. And if you wanna just have a more peaceful, more well-rounded life, I would say self-reflect, think about your emotions, think about how they affect you, how they affect other people, why you have that emotion in the first place. And it's amazing because now most of the time when I feel triggered by something or I feel angry or annoyed or jealous or whatever, I usually know why I feel like that. Sometimes you feel certain way because of insecurities, and sometimes you feel a certain way because of past experiences, and sometimes you feel a certain way just because the thing was kind of messed up, and anyone would feel that way if they were in your place. And so knowing the difference between those, by the way, is so important because the amount of people that like get triggered by something and they feel angry or whatever, and they take that anger out on you, even though they felt angry because of an insecurity of theirs. And I'm not saying it's bad because they have an insecurity. Everyone does. But when you feel angry because of an insecurity, that's a you problem, okay? You need to reflect and be like, oh, that was a me problem. I need to work on that internally. You shouldn't be projecting the anger on the person, right? Like you shouldn't be blaming that person for does that make sense? Sometimes you feel a certain way because you feel insecure. And sometimes you feel a certain way because the person was wrong. And you need to know the difference between the two. Because the amount of people who get angry and it's like, me maybe you're the problem. But like not really. Like not you're the problem because you're a bad person, but because you have some type of trauma or some type of insecurity in the past that made you feel this way. And so when it's a past trauma or an insecurity, that's internal work that you have to do and process that past trauma or insecurity and get over it or like work on it, I guess. But sometimes, sure, the other person is the one who's at fault and they did wrong you. And then you can like be okay, address it and be like, oh, you did this, and this. It made me feel upset. And that's valid. That's valid. But you do need to know why you feel emotions. Like it's not, and it's, oh my God, guys, the relief that you get when you have an epiphany of why you felt a certain way is so worth it. It's so worth it. Please start your self growth journeys and journal, and because it's so amazing. Like, yes, it increases your self awareness, and that can be bad. And I can talk about the negative side effects of being emotionally intelligent and self aware. But the value is that you won't feel so crazy anymore, right? When everything is cool and someone does or says something and you get really angry or like really annoyed, or like someone achieves something, you get really jealous and you're like, whoa, you feel kind of crazy because you're like, oh, nothing happened. But something did happen actually on your subconscious level where that event or situation triggered an insecurity or triggered a trauma or like a past event in your life. And so when you sit with yourself and you're like, oh, I felt this way because this happened and I experienced this in the past, or this happened because I have this insecurity, it makes life so much easier and it makes things so much clearer. And I highly recommend it. Okay, that was it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I yapped a lot. This is probably like 40 minutes more than what the normal episode should be. But I enjoyed it, honestly. I got into it, that last 10 minutes. I was like, I was cooking. Um, and again, I did talk about heavy topics, but like it's funny kind of a little bit. Don't be mad about my abortion take. I still stand by it. I don't know, argue with the wall. It's it's all jokes. Don't take anything too seriously. I mean, I'm yapping about my life. If you don't like it, just don't watch. It's not that deep. Um, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll try to upload regularly again, inshallah, and I'll try to abide by the whole trying a new drink thing next episode, inshallah. Hold me accountable. And I really enjoyed this episode. Not gonna lie, it was kind of fun to record. I also like my outfit today. Look kind of cute. Even though the episode was kind of scuffed because the mic keeps falling and my phone keeps running out of storage and falling down. It was very scuffed, but I liked it. And I don't know, I'll just see you guys in the next episode. And I don't know, love you. Stay safe, stay happy, stay blessed. I don't know what I'm saying. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.